Have you been struggling with English lately? Maybe when you try to speak English, you get stuck, you're not really enjoying the English learning journey, you don't really understand the natives, and all of this is just so stressful because you're not seeing any results. If what I just described is you, then watch this video till the end because I'm going to explain a concept which is really going to make you enjoy and learn English faster and easier and just stress free. You're just gonna love learning English. You're going to enjoy it and learn it in a very short period of time if you apply this concept. The concept is called integrated learning or integrative learning. I followed it without actually knowing about it. So when I was in school, English learning was something that I did not like. To be honest, I hated English because I did not like taking language classes. I hated studying the rules and the structures and all of those things. It was just a nightmare, but I had to do it for my exams, so I did. But it was not a very enjoyable experience for me. And the reason was that I did not follow this concept of integrated learning. I was more like studying English. Learning English was like studying for me. It was this heavy lift, something that I had to do. But later I discovered this concept, I started applying it, and English became so much easier. I became fluent in like 6 months, really, really fast after learning about this concept. So, what is integrated learning? Integrated learning, in very simple terms, is just combining learning English with something that you like, with something that you want to learn or know. So, you combine two things and you learn them together, and they're gonna, improve very fast than if you just learn them separately. So, let's say you want to learn the history of Italy and you learn Italian language at the same time. So you're learning a skill or a subject with the language and you're going to learn them together. You're going to learn Italian by studying the history of Italy, or you're going to learn English by studying the American culture, or you're going to learn English by studying about the Roman Empire or the British Empire or something like that. So you basically learn two things together, a subject or a skill and English or any other language you want to learn. And this is like a really fun way and an easier way to learn English or any other language. Now I'm going to share with you some ways you can do integrated learning as an English learner. The first thing is combine learning English with a skill or a subject you want to learn. So maybe you've always wanted to learn something, any skill or a subject. Let's say you want to learn biology. Then study biology in English, like read books in English about it, watch documentaries of biology in English, watch YouTube videos about it in English. Let's say you want to learn editing, video editing, or how to make videos. Then learn this skill with English. Make videos in English, edit videos that are in English, or watch videos about and tutorials about and courses about editing in English. You get the idea, right? You pick up a skill that you want to learn, any skill, it could be a hobby or anything like that, and you do it in English. You learn that thing in English, and this is going to really improve your English a lot. Maybe at this point you don't think it's possible, but maybe you think I'm just learning editing, it's not improving my English, but it is. You will be surprised how much it will improve your English. When I was first starting my YouTube channel, I watched long podcasts about YouTube, how to start a YouTube channel and everything about it in English. And I learned both. I learned the skill of YouTube and I learned English and improved my English. So just combine these two. The second way you can do integrated learning is to do listening, speaking, writing, and reading, all of them together rather than doing them in isolation. So, what most people do is, I notice that most people do everything separately. So, one day they will read English for 4 hours, or maybe for 3 4 months they focus on reading, the next 3 or 4 months they focus on speaking, and then the months after that they focus on writing. But I would highly suggest you to do them all together, because this way you improve a lot faster. Let's say you pick up a topic of public speaking, and you want to talk about it and have a conversation about it with someone in English to improve your English, right? So you pick, when you're doing research for that conversation, you read articles about this topic in English, and then you do a conversation about it, and then maybe you write an essay about this topic, and then maybe you read books about it and learn how to improve. So you get the idea, right? You're doing reading, writing, listening, and speaking, all of them on the same day, on the same topic. This is going to improve your English a lot more than if you just, one day do one thing and the next day do one thing. It's just a personal experience that could work. Like doing them separately might work for some people, but honestly, doing them together worked for me, or at least doing two together on the same day, like listening and speaking on one day or for one week, and then reading and writing on the next day or for the next week. The third thing to do is to use authentic materials. So there are basically two types of English. There is natural English and there's English designed for learners. So I'm making a YouTube video right now. This is specifically designed for English learners, which means I'm going to be speaking a bit slower. I'm going to speak more clearly. I'm not going to use very difficult words because I'm doing this for English learners. This kind of content, like my videos and other YouTube videos about learning English, are helpful because they give you tips, they give you advice and things like that. But they're not going to improve your listening skills a lot. You need to listen to natural English. Natural English is content which is designed for the natives. So, like English movies, TV shows, podcasts, all of those things are designed mostly for native speakers. They use the natural English. They use the English that they would use in real life conversations. Listening to both is helpful. Like watching videos like this is helpful for the advice, the tips, and education. But if you really want to improve your listening skills and your pronunciation and your accent a lot more, you need to incorporate authentic English, more of the natural English. When you do this, you're, watching the thing. So maybe you're watching a podcast about a topic, so you're learning something from that thing, or maybe you're just getting entertained. Maybe you're just watching the movie for fun, so you're getting entertained and you're learning English at the same time. There's integrated learning, right? So use authentic materials. Listen to natural English more. Listen to the natives. Listen to content which is not only designed for native speakers, which is not only designed for learners, but also designed for the natives. And yes, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to understand natural English, as I expect, because it's natural, it's a bit fast, and the vocabulary is a bit different. But if you do it every single day over time, you will get used to it. Someone commented me the other day. They said that when they watch my videos like this, they understand everything like 100%. But when they're like in a college lecture or in any other sort of natural conversation with someone, they don't understand. They feel like they speak way too fast. And it's because you're not used to listening to authentic English. You're not used to listening to natural English, and you need to do that more often to improve, right? The next way to do integrated learning is to find a hobby which uses your English. For me, it's making YouTube videos. Making YouTube videos is my favorite thing to do. It's my hobby. And it's using my English because I'm doing research about videos in English. I'm writing my script in English. I'm, speaking in English. When I'm editing, I'm listening to English. I'm combining a hobby and doing a hobby which is using my English skills. For you, it can be anything, like maybe you write articles in English, or you maybe watch memes in English, or whatever. Like, find a hobby and which uses your English. It could use your English in like writing, in speaking, in reading, in listening. Doesn't really matter, but you need to find something which uses your English skills. The next thing I would recommend you to do is focus on frequency over intensity. What most people do is they read English for 4 hours today, and then tomorrow they listen to English for 4 hours, and then they speak English for 4 hours, and then they write English for 4 hours. This is, I believe, not as effective as doing all of them on the same day, but doing them, every single day, if you know what I mean. Because the thing is, like, when you read, let's say for 30 minutes to an hour, yes, you're more productive, but like the last 3 hours or the last 2 hours or the of the 4 hours are not going to be as much productive because you're kind of tired, you're bored of reading, and your brain is tired. It's not as effective as in the first hour of doing the thing. So instead of like doing one thing for 4 hours, do all of them and do them every single day for 1 hour each, and it's going to improve your English like a lot faster than if you just did one thing for long period of time, which is kind of tiring and exhausting. That's it. These are some ways you can integrate and incorporate integrated learning into your English learning journey. And when you do this, learning English becomes so much easier because you don't have to study all of those books. You don't have to, English doesn't have to feel like a study anymore. English is a lot easier when you learn it this way. Also, this is more engaging and fun than just learning English on its own, because you're learning a skill and it's kind of exciting, and you're learning English at the same time. It doesn't feel boring, if you know what I mean. But let's say you've been learning English for a long time, maybe you're doing some of these things, but still your English is not improving, then you might be making some mistakes, which I've discussed in my, one of my previous videos that you can check out here. Okay, bye for now. See you in the next one.